Hi, welcome to Wood Chip Woodworking. Today we're going to do a weed pot. So getting close to Valentine's Day, so I thought I'd do something nice for my sweetheart. So I'm going to turn a little weed pot out of a piece of Purple Heart. Got this piece of this blank from the wood show over the weekend, or last weekend, and it was kind of interesting. So what I did was I drew out a rough sketch of what I'm trying to accomplish here. As you can see, it's just a very simple form. Pretty neat looking. Tomorrow, if I get a chance, what I'll do is a second video, and I'm going to turn like a rose or a tulip or a daisy. I'm not sure yet. I'm kind of planning working through that one right there. But today we're going to do a weed pot. So we're going to do this mainly between centers, and we'll go from there. All right. So give me a chance. I'll readjust the camera, and we'll get started. All right, let's get started on this. So like I said, I'm going to turn this between centers. So I'm going to put this right in here, my center mark. Bring my tailstock right up into there. Tighten that up. There we go. All right, so got my tool rest ready. I'm going to try to do a little bit of different today. I'm going to turn this half with my skew, and then I'll move my tool rest down, and I'll do a rough and gouge here just to give you an idea. I like using the skew, but that is not the only way to rough out a blank. That's just my personal preference. So this is a skew that I'm going to be using, and I'm going to rough out from here basically down, and we'll see what we got. All right, here we go. Weed pot it is. Face shield on, I got my gloves on, and we're ready. So, and you'll notice that I'm going to do from the center out, so that way it doesn't chip it. It's like kind of, if I did it this way, it'd be like petting my cat backwards, and cat wouldn't like it, and neither would the wood, so get the grain stand up. I'm going to raise my tool rest just a hair. And I'll show you the difference in the cuts between a skew and a roughing gouge. Not that a roughing gouge is the only way to rough out a blank like this, but I enjoy using a skew. So I have pretty good luck with it. It takes a little bit of a lesson to learn how to use it, but that's just me. A little bit more. Basically what I did there is to find out if I had any flat spots. Put my tool up there. Can you feel that? Vibration. Got a flat spot over here. So let's look and see what we got. Pretty good. I still got a little bit of flat spot right there. We'll do a little bit more, and then we'll switch to the roughing gouge. So that's that corner edge. That's what I'm saying. It takes a little bit of practice to get it in there. Alrighty. We'll move our tool rest down and show you the other part of it. You can see it does a pretty good job of smoothing it out. Purple Heart is a nice tight grain. So move the tool rest down because we're going to use this here, which is a roughing gouge. So we're going to use this to cut this in and show you the difference between the cuts. So basically it's anchor bevel cut. So I'm anchoring it on the tool rest. I'm riding my bevel, and then I just raise the tool handle until I get it up in there. One reason why I like to wear this face shield is because chips can hit it and bounce off, and they don't hit my my face. And After all, I don't want to mess up the moneymaker. Alrighty, so that's all we'll do with that piece. And as you can see, you see a little bit of a tear out there. It does a good job. I can't complain. I tend to like the skew a little bit better. It does, for me, it does a smoother job, but that's just me. There's no right or wrong answer to this. So the next thing we want to do is put a tenon on the back. So we're going to put this in the chuck. So I'm going to grab my bidan here, and I'm going to make me a tenon on the back of this. So I just all right. So now what I need to do is I need to reverse this and put it in my chuck. So knock this out real quick. Take my drive out. Put my chuck in. Should have measured this, see which one I'm going to use. Okay, so I'm going to have to use my bigger one, my middle size one. That's all right. That was my fancy tool that I made to figure out the size tenets for each one of my chucks. So basically, I got 3 different size chucks. This is the smallest this one will do, and that's the largest it will do. This is the smallest this one here will do, and the largest it would do. And then I got one larger chuck. This is the smallest it'll do, and the largest it would do. So it's just a quick little jig that I can measure. And as you can see, it fits between there and the smallest end. So we'll make it work. Alrighty. I keep that on the back of my lathe. So basically, I want to put this in this chuck. Put this here. And where I got the idea of doing the weed pot was I got an email from a fellow subscriber, and he asked about doing a weed pot for Valentine's Day. And I said, great idea. So I thought, well, why not? I got a sweetheart, got to take care of her. So we're going to do it. Okay, so if you look at my drawing, this is what we're going to do. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put a drill chuck in here, and we're going to drill through here, down, probably somewhere around in there. So I'll probably drill down into this area here. It's just going to be a straight hole down. I'm not going to hollow it out. That'll be another video. So we're going to pull out my tailstock here, my center, and we're going to put in my drill chuck. So here's my drill chuck. Put that in. Like I said, I always start out about 1 inch, so I know how far I'm going to drill. And there's about 1 inch. And I'm going to use 1 1/4 inch Forstner bit, and that'll be in there. So my neck will not be, I can't go less than or more than or less than 1 1/4 inch right there. So I got to remember that key measurement. So I'll put this in here. And the other thing is looking at that. So it's probably going to be close to the full depth of my extension. This is an extension here I put on my drill bit, my Forstner bit. Just as a tip, whenever you're messing with little screws or anything like that, put a pan underneath what you're working at, and always work over top of a pan in case you drop it, because you drop it in these shavings, you'll have a hard time finding your piece. So that being said, well, I got a black mark on it right there. That's how far as I'm going to go. I like it. So we're going to put this in here, tighten her up. All right. So we're going to drill probably somewhere around I'd say about 400 RPMs. We're just going to, right there's 300, and I'm set at 1 inch. So we'll start drilling. And being Purple Heart, it's going to take a while to drill. So I'm just going to kind of go real slow. And you see it spin a little bit. I'll tighten that up. And I'm just going to go nice and slow. So you'll see that. So this is going to it's going to take me a little bit of time. So instead of you watching me drill and yammering on about nothing really, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pause it for a minute while I drill this so you don't have to watch it drill. So hang tight. All right, welcome back. We're just finishing up our drilling here. Purple Heart is a very hard wood. It takes a little bit to drill. So a little bit more and we'll be done. All right. So drilling this hardwood, my drill bit will be pretty warm. As you can see, it comes out. And I'm just going to clean it out a little bit. All right. So that takes off the drilling part. And what we're going to do is, all right, so that takes care of that. One of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to put my live center back on, and I'm going to put my cone on so I can center that and taper that once I'm done. So I'll put this on here. In fact, I think I'll taper it first. So we're going to taper the top of it, just give it a little bit of a shape on the top, and then we'll go from there. So I'm going to turn this here and get my, let's see here. We're going to use this little guy here. And all I want to do is taper this on an angle so it gives it into there. So use my little spindle gouge just to give it a little bit of a funnel down there. You can see I'm using a shear scrape to cut that out of there. Clean up this edge right here a little bit. There we be. So now my top is pretty well done there. I got my camera tied to the top of my headstock, so can't really take it down and show you what I just did very easily. All right, so this here, so what I want to do, I've got that part done, so I want to leave a little bit of lip, so I'm going to take a little bit off here and go down. So my pencil, so I'm figuring this is going to be rounded like this, and I'll come up and I'm going to come in this way and straight out something like that. Maybe not quite that dramatic, but get the general idea. All right, so remember can't go more than 1.5 inches here, 1.25 inches, because my drill bit. So I'm going to go down about right there. So I'm going to put a mark probably here and probably here. That's the spot where I can't go any deeper than what I need to. And we're going to take this down and do that. So I'm going to grab my skew and I'm going to taper this down and bring this down and that around. That's the plan. Here we go. And this is basically a big cove, if you want to call it that. Most of wood turning is all beads and coves, so you know it's just a matter of that. So I figure that's going to be the top of that. So I'm going to put it down like that. And we're going to go some more here. In fact, I'm going to give me a point right there. I'm not really pushing that hard with this, but as you can see, I try to keep it on an angle, and that right there was exactly what scares most people when they use a skew. And you see right there's where it caught, and I caught that corner and it just shoved me back. So we'll continue on, and we'll do it again. And I did it again. I got that corner on that time. So we'll just kind of go here. Okay, so we're going to lower our tool rest a little bit. See if that'll help this. Not really. So we're going to go up higher. Stay up on top of it. Stuff like that happens. You just kind of, you know, you just learn to go on and fix your mistake and go on. A little bit right there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out how much meat I got here between there. So I got to get a set of calipers, and my calipers are right here. So I'm measuring the Forstner bit that I use, so I know exactly how thick that is. You see I got a nice tear out right there. So that's where I'm at. So I got a little bit more meat there that I'm going to take off. I'm going to take off a little bit more. And I'm going to use my spindle gouge to get that rest of that out for a minute. And then we'll come back with the skew to clean that up. So I'm going to go down in here. See, I'm just riding the bevel. As long as I'm riding the bevel, I'm doing good. I'm just trying to get it nice, and I'm looking up there as I'm cutting to get this nice and smooth. I got a little bit of a high spot right there. I can feel it in my fingers. Let's see what it looks like. Before I move my tool rest, I'm going to finish up this top. So I got a little bit more, but it's looking good. Some tear out right there, but that's no big deal. A little bit right there. Got one there. So I'm going to round this over just a hair, and then we'll call the top good. So I'm just going to do a little bit of shear scrape here. All right, we're going to leave that like it is. I don't think it's too bad. So I got that little mark right in there I'd like to get rid of. All right, got an idea. I have a round nose scraper here. So we're going to try this. See if I can clean that little bit out of right there. So tip it up like this, and I'm just going to kiss the surface. There we go. That's pretty good. Feels good. Looks good. Yeah. All right. So that looks good. So now let's move our tool rest down here, and we'll figure out the base that we have. So I want to come up here and then go down. So I'm going to take my pencil and say, I'm going to go call this to that point right now. So I'm going to round this up and come down. So I'm going to go back to my skew, wherever I laid it. And we're going to go this way and go that way. And we're going to take that top part off. So here we go. So now we're going to take this and go this way. see what that looks like. So far, not a bad looking shape. Yeah. So one of the things I want to look at is still got quite a bit of meat here. And it looks at things like I ought to taper that and clean up a little bit more there. So I'm going to take a little bit more off there. You see it tear out. And I got a little flat spot there and there. So I do need to take more off. So I'm going to start here. Just going to follow that all the way down. One thing you gotta worry about is screw. It will scoot on if you're careful. So, not too shabby. See if I got rid of my flat spots. Yes, I did. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna clean this up a little bit more. Clean that up and get a little bit more, and I'm gonna take out just a hair more on that. So I'll move my tool rest down. Set this down just a hair like that. All right, here we go. So I'm going to go down this way and go from there. Purple art is an interesting wood. It can be hard to turn. It can be easy to turn. Just depends on the day. All right. Well, didn't want to do that. All right, we're going to put a little all right, now clean this up. Clean this up. See that right there? I've got a high spot, so I want to take that out of. So I'm just going to feather that. A little bit right here. All right. Okay, so that would be the general shape that we're looking for. I think it looks pretty good. It's clean. No tear out that I can see. So what we're going to do next, oh, we got a little bit of mark right there we got to fix. All right, so we got to fix that. So I am going to switch over to my little spindle gouge and clean that up. Give it a little bit more detail and take that off. That's all. So we're going to take this and just kind of clean this up a little bit. See if we got rid of it. I don't want to take too much away from that. We got a little bit more. See if that got rid of that. And a little bit more. I think we're about ready to sand. Look at that, looks good. All right, well, let's do a little sanding on that. And we'll go from there. So, got my sandpaper here ready. Just a reminder, whenever you're sanding, wear your dust mask. You don't want to breathe it in, especially an exotic wood like Purple Heart. It's not native to this country. You don't want to breathe all that dust in. So I've got 180 here, but I think I'm going to start out with about 120 instead. So we'll do a little sanding and then we'll come back and as I'm finishing. So put it in reverse. In fact, I'm going to remove my tailstock there so I can stand in the top edge here. And I'm just going to do this. Give it some nice quick sanding. And sand it in reverse. And you don't want to stick your finger down inside there. So I got mine on the top edge of that. Round it around. Clean that up. I'll continue with my grit, the sandpaper, and I'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Finishing up my 220 sanding. Get it nice and sanded up here. And then we'll put some sanding sealer on it. And then we'll sand it a little bit more. And then we'll reverse it and finish up the bottom of it. So, not looking too shabby. All right. So, put my glove on here. And I always tend to put a pair of gloves on when I do this so that keep my hands clean. And then we'll put some sanding sealer on it. All right, wipe it down with some sanding sealer, and you'll see the color will just dramatically change as I'm putting this stuff on it. How it kind of will pop a little bit. Guess I should have shook it up just a hair more. I put it in the little bottles like this so that, number one, I can get it out easier than in a can. Plus, it's keeps a little longer. That way I'm only dealing with a little bit. So we'll put that on there, and you can see how that just changed that tremendously. We're not going to do the base of it yet because we got to finish it. So, and I'm going to let that dry for about 30 seconds, and then I'm going to sand it with a burnishing cloth. It's like a little Scotch-Brite here. Do a little sanding, clean that up. And this is not a finish per se, it's just kind of a help sand it and remove any scratches or anything like that. But it will shine pretty good. Yeah, see how that, and when I put a coat of polyurethane on that, that'll really look nice. So that takes care of that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to put a jam chuck in here, and we'll be right back. All right, so we got it reversed around. I got a jam chuck in there that's stuck down in there. I'm pushing on the bottom of my vase. Got my tailstock, and this is why it's very good to have your center marked in there. So now all we want to do is turn this around. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking maybe I can turn this down and make a little bit of a foot down at the bottom for kind of decoration a little bit. So that being said, get my gloves back on, and I'm thinking that's what we're going to do. There's no right or wrong answer to this. It's all in your personal preference. So face shield on, and let's turn that bottom. Alrighty. So forward, and let's see. It's running pretty true. I'm going to go down just a hair more on the tool rest. So I want to go down here like so. All right. So we're going to get rid of this. Okay, let's get rid of this here a little bit first. Alright, now we're going to straighten this out. See what I've been doing here. And if you notice, pretty much got my feet planted. I'm kind of, as they say, dancing. You know, anchor, cut, bevel, ABC, and now they say D. You know, anchor, cut, bevel, dance. So, my wife says that I can't carry a tuna in a bucket if I put a lid on it, which I agree with her. That's probably why you won't ever hear me sing. You know? But I've been told I have the gift of gab. So can I get rid of some of this yet? Let's see what that looks like. And we need to round that a little bit more. But I think we don't have any chip out or any crazy stuff like that. So we're going to round this a little bit and we'll do a little sanding and finish her off. Get rid of a little bit more of this. All right, I think that looks pretty good. Got a flat spot right there I want to try to get rid of. So. This is usually where you get yourself in trouble, trying to be anal about the details of it, you know. So I think what we're going to do is just go ahead and we're going to sand that. So I like the shape of it, the way it looks. And I got a little flat spot there that I'll be able to sign it. So let me do a little sanding and I'll be right back. All right, welcome back. We're just finishing up a little polishing. I put my sanding sealer on it. Polishing it up a little bit more. And we'll take that little nubbin off the bottom. And then we'll be done here on this one. So it looks pretty good. All right, so we're going to take that little nubbin off. And I'm going to use my parting tool. I got a Easy Wood parting tool here. Got a little point on it. So all I'm going to do is chew that off a little bit. I like this one because it's got a little point on it that I can get down in there. Does grab pretty good though. Alrighty. And that is that, my friends. So we'll take it off there and I'll talk a little bit here and we'll be all set. But hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully it wasn't too long for you. So take that little knob off the bottom. I'll do a little sanding on that. But there's our weed pod. So kind of cute little pot. So hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, it's an easy video, easy project to do. Doesn't take very much many tools to do it. Nice, easy piece of wood. Hopefully you'll like it. Subscribe. And like I said, I will tend to do some flowers. Hopefully I can do that tomorrow and get that video uploaded for you as well. So please like, subscribe, feel free to share, and any comments, suggestions, or anything like that, send them my way. Appreciate it. Have a good day. And don't forget to make your little man glitter. Talk to you soon. Bye.